Joe, what is Liz to you?
Well, this is Liz, and when she was a baby, I accidentally dropped her in a pond.
There will be time. There will be time. Larry, would you tell us what Liz is to you?
This is Liz, who taught me basic bar skills before I went to work in the Queen Vic.
OK, and David, what is Liz's connection with you?
This is Liz, and together we are writing a guide to the castles of Britain.
Lee's team, where do you want to start?
I think we've got to start with Joe. What are you talking about?
When I was about 7.
7?
7 or 8, yeah. Me and my 2 brothers were looking after Liz, and she was a baby. She was about, I don't know, well, how old is a baby?
Well, I don't know. You decide, Joe. It's your story.
Who was the oldest looking after the baby?
Yeah, that's right.
My brother.
He was how old?
He's a year and a half older than me.
So he was 9 and a half?
Yeah.
And his role was the chief leader of looking after the baby?
Yes.
Yeah. And what a great job you all did, may I say. Apart from the dropping it in the pond bit.
Why were you near a pond?
Because I lived in the country, and, ooh, there's ponds in the country, Carol.
Being rude to Carol Vorderman's not going to get you out of trouble, Joe.
To be honest,
How did the actual dropping happen in the pond?
We were playing catch with her.
Oh, come on, Pete. You were playing catch?
We were just trying to make her laugh, just throwing her to...
Right.
I think we should move on to castles.
I absolutely think we should move on to castles.
Yeah.
with the first question, what's your favourite and why, Dave?
I have 2 favourite castles, and they're because castles I discovered as a child.
Right.
And they, not on my own, they've been previously discovered by, one is a castle in Wales, in the Mumbles, near Swansea, and that's called Oystermouth Castle.
It's called what?
Oystermouth Castle.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah, but hang on, what do you think about...
What kind of castle is that?
That's a sort of Norman... I think a sort of late Norman kind of castle with a keep and a...
What do you like about Oyster Castle?
Oystermouth.
I like it because it's quite a sort of traditional, old-fashioned castle with a moat and
An old-fashioned castle?
They all tend to be traditional.
It's amazing, that.
As opposed to these new modern ones with stone cladding.
It has always been irritating to me that very few castles completely adhere to what I imagine being the typical castle.
What was yours again, Larry?
Larry, yeah, what was yours again?
Definitely.
This is the lady who taught me my basic bar skills for when I was working in EastEnders.
And what are the 3 most important bar skills that you now have?
My character is supposed to have spent years working in the bar and pub business.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's timing. It's not just a case of, you know, pull a pint. You've got to pull a pint and be talking to a customer, taking money.
What sort of lines might you say, Larry?
You might say, how you doing, sunshine? Or like...
Did you go to her or did she come to you?
No, you go to her.
And it's like here, the studios.
Like, this has been years of,
They've been doing this for evidently 8 years. I've only been there for a year and a half, and it's just an induction thing. So automatically, what happens?
Did Barbara Windsor go?
Barbara Windsor had to go after, because she's been there for sort of nearly 20 years.
So for 20 years, then they said, OK, it's been OK so far, but we've decided, suddenly... The first 14 years was great, but now it's about time you had a bit of bar training, because we can't keep putting up with you missing that pint pot anymore, pouring it over your head, and then your bra falls off.
Definitely, Larry. It's definitely. It's not joke. That's completely inconceivable. You would not give a very small baby to 3 very young children, even in the 60s.
Who went in the water to get the baby out?
My brother Bill.
No.
Well, because he had the right beak shape?
Lee, I'm going to push you for an answer, Lee.
Larry, say Larry.
I'll say Larry. I'll go with it. Say Larry.
You're saying it's Larry.
I don't think any of them are.
OK.
It's true.
Liz, would you like to reveal your true identity?
I know Jo. She dropped me in a pond when I was a baby.
Yes. We've actually got a photo of the 2 of you together.
Fear in her face.
Liz, congratulations. I don't know why I'm congratulating you for being thrown into a pond. And thank you so much for coming. Liz.
Last year, I was ordered to leave Blackpool Tower after I threw a sausage roll off the top.
How were you discovered? Did someone see you...
Security was at the top.
And saw you... Why did you throw it?
Well, because I'm a northern. I just thought the bin's over... You know, the bin was not in sight.
Why didn't you finish it?
Because, actually, I'd already had one. This was my second. I was halfway through it, and I thought, no more for me.
Were they hot sausage rolls?
If you want, I'll give you the accurate heat of how they were. This hot.
Why did you throw it off the top? You're there, there's security there. It's a horrible thing to do.
Because
how fast is a hot, or even quite hot, sausage roll going to be moving by the time it
you're
hits
wrong, David. No, it wasn't quite hot.
morbidly obese child down on the promenade having a miserable time on holiday in Blackpool, of all places, and then he's just heard about the divorce of his parents, consoling himself with another load of high-sugar snacks, and the next thing he knows, a warmish sausage roll hits him slap in the face.
He's trying to eat the second sausage roll.
David, let's have a guess.
I don't think he would.
I think it's a lie.
I think we think this is a lie.
Yeah.
You're all agreed?
Yes.
It's a lie?
It's a lie.
OK, Lee, is it the truth or is it a lie?
It's actually a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Lee was not ordered to leave the Blackpool Tower after throwing a sausage roll off the top. As if anyone from the north would waste something wrapped in pastry. And next, it's David.
As a child, at my grandparents' house, I had a little bell that I would ring if I wanted anything.
What were the things you wanted when you rang the bell?
More chips. A glass of orange squash. Sense of purpose in life.
Was it both grandmother and grandfather that would come and wait on you hand and foot, or was it just one or the other?
I was a small child. I was indulged to a certain extent, but then also to a certain extent there was, can you actually just stop ringing your bell now? OK.
Oh, Lee's team, what do you think?
The parents could easily have had a bell, and the little brat could have just...
I liked the bell. I liked ringing the bell.
He liked ringing the bell. Is it true or is it a lie?
Reginald, delicious hunter.
Well, sausage roll, I believe that there's a simplicity to the story that rings true.
I'll go with that.
Go on, then. We'll say that that's true.
You're saying it's true. David, is it true or is it a lie?
Well, it is, in fact, true.
I worked as a podium dancer at the Ministry of Sound.
You were a podium dancer at where, sorry?
Yeah. At the Ministry of Sound.
And what does that involve? I don't say just dancing. I mean, what did you have to wear, for example?
Usually we'd get a phone call and they'd let us know if there was any colour theme. And then at certain points in the evening, they would just gather up those of us who were employed to do it and put us on a podium to get the crowd going.
And what sort of tunes were you dancing to?
This was early 90s, so, you know, early 90s house music.
Like what? Name one.
Hello.
I can't help you here.
I think the nature of that kind of music was that they were relatively indistinct tunes designed to create an atmosphere across the entire evening.
Well, that's a stroke.
But I mean, you know,
well, there is an easy way to tell if he's telling the truth, which is. Would you like to show us?
Not particularly.
Well, come on.
That's what I'm doing. I'm now a sort of moderately plump man in my mid-30s. It doesn't have quite the same impact.
Oh, come on, what do you mean, moderately?
Where did they find you?
Their own people just sort of talent spotted me.
They talent scouted you.
Yeah.
Marcus, it was a part-time job. Now, what else were you doing? What other jobs were you doing at the time?
I was working on an oil rig.
Oh, okay.
I worked for 9 months on an oil rig, doing 4 weeks on, and in the 2 weeks off, I would go and do.
This is like your own private flash dance.
It's in that area. Yeah.
What were you doing on the?
You were welding, and then you were dancing. Flash dance is based on your life.
What did your oil rig friend people? Did you tell them what you were doing part time?
Yeah, I used to practice on the rig.
You did not.
An oil rig is just a massive podium.
So, Lee, what are you going to say? What do you think? Is he telling the truth?
It's got a lot of YMCA qualities, this too. Come on, boys.
Not only do I think this is true, I think this is the most dignified and wonderful way for Marcus to come out on television.
It's so stupid, in a way, and unbelievable, that it could be true as a double bluff. But no, a lie as a double bluff, and he's made it mad, and he's thrown the oil rig thing in, which might be true, to go with the lie.
Can I just say,
it's a lie.
Of the 3 series we've done so far, I've never asked someone, and at the end of it, had less information than when I...
That's why you're the team captain, and I'm on the end now, getting quipped again by you both. You're like Radio 4 panel show bullies. So, I would say...
Radio 4? I've never been so happy in all my life. You really think that, Terence?
Yes. I'm telling you that he's lying.
Did you not see the dance move? Did you not see his crazy...
I was going to say, I didn't believe any of this, but I think Jimmy's probably... That was a move, wasn't it?
So what are you going to go for, Lee?
We'll say it's true.
OK, Marcus, is it truth or is it a lie?
It is, in fact, true.
It's true. Marcus did work as a podium dancer at the Ministry of Sound.
In here is my pet cat from when I was little, and my dad had her stuff for me when she died.
Oh.
Here she is.
Oh. I'll just pop her on the desk there, Claudia.
Was she run over? Did you want your father to stuff your cat?
No,
once
but
it
I was
died?
so devastated. I was so upset that she died. So my dad, as a present, gave her to me, all stuffed, and she came to my wedding.
Sorry. Came to your wedding?
I think Lee, not of her own accord.
Was she a bridesmaid and came down on a trolley?
No.
Claudia, sorry, can you just remind us again how your poor little cat died?
Yes, well, she got sick.
And were you pleased with this dead cat?
Stuffed cat.
I was very pleased because she's sort of lucky. Like, if you're anyone's
She's
near
lucky?
her...
I would hate to see what happens to the unlucky one. What are we saying?
I want this to be true because it'll be funny. It'll be funny if it's true.
I just don't believe Claudia, even in Claudia's world, which I love. However, this is a step too far. I just don't believe.
Well, that's pretty convincing.
What the hell? She looks like a very lovely but slightly unstable woman, and I'm going to say that that's true.
You're saying it's true? OK, Claudia Winkleman, is it true or is it a lie?
It is indeed a lie.
Oh, what a shame.
Experts say that if you suspect your spouse is lying, you should keep a diary of what they claim they've been doing. Or you can turn a blind eye, and that way you get to keep the house and still see your children. And it's claimed women in their 30s are the most likely to lie on their CVs, or as they call themselves on their CVs, women in their late 20s. So, Clive, you're next.
Right. I once had my wallet stolen by a walrus.
What's the context?
The context. It's not that long ago, actually. I was in Greenland making a radio programme to look at Inuit ways of dealing with criminal justice.
And what was the walrus
doing?
Why was he involved, this walrus?
There was a sort of I wouldn't call it a zoo, more than a menagerie, sort of by the sea, with a variety of animals there. And there was like a sort of tamish
walrus there. I had my wallet in my hand because I'd actually, for once, paid for something on a trip to the BBC. Now, this will be implausible, obviously. And I put it down, and it sort of picked it up as though it was going to eat it or something, sort of, and then dived in the water, and we never got the wallet back. So.
Wait. I have many questions.
Yes.
What were you buying in this menagerie? You got your wallet out to what?
Wait, this is just to get in. I'd taken my wallet out to pay for the...
Wait, so the walrus is right by the entrance?
It was a prop.
That's crazy.
Did you have to ring, like, the card company to say, I've had me... Have they been stolen or lost?
Yes.
Well, sort of stolen.
Yes.
But it was a walrus, so...
It was hard.
If there's any sort of transactions on it, they'll probably all be undersea.
This may be a scam, for all I know, that they then dive down afterwards and
Identity theft. That's what you're worried about. A walrus is just walking around. Do you remember me?
How did it take it? I mean, what?
It was a sort of tame walrus, and it's sort of. Could you play me?
Look at me.
Could you play?
Right, which one would you want me to be you?
Very valuable reenactment.
Right, I'll be you.
You're just holding the wallet there, and it just went. And just kind of knocked it, and then grabbed it there, and then went into the water.
Knocked it and then grabbed it. So flicked it out of your hand.
This is what I recall happening.
And were you very badly splashed? Were you very grumpy about it, or did you all...
I was certainly grumpy about it.
I'll play you being grumpy.
Yeah, reenact.
When you're doing trips like this...
David's team, what do you think?
Claudia, I sense you're sceptical.
When you pay for something, you put your wallet back. I think it's got to be a lie.
And Jason?
I think it's a lie.
I think it's a lie.
So you're going to say it's a lie?
We're going to say it's a lie.
Saying it's a lie. OK, Clive.
It's a lie.
Gabby Logan, you're next.
When I present a show for the first time, I like to wear red underwear.
David's team, what do you think?
People were genuinely moved by that. Why?
Red is a colour synonymous with luck and fortune, with the Chinese, anyway. And I...
Right.
Chris, you must know what superstitions...
I don't follow superstitions.
You should. You'd be really good, then. The Chinese, this Chinese thing with red, none of you looked like you had any recognition of that. I thought this was quite well known.
No, I associate red with sort of communism and, and the colour bits of the map are painted during the glory days of the British Empire.
The Chinese do get married in red,
They do.
But you're not Chinese. Why do you find the need to go for a Chinese custom?
Yeah, what's wrong with our luck? What's wrong with a nice horseshoe or something? You have to go for Chinese luck. That's alternative luck. Nothing wrong. Good conventional luck. An operation, not acupuncture.
I'm not sure if there are actually any colours synonymous with luck in the UK. I'm not really sure.
Why don't you stick two magpies in your bra? Bad luck.
I do actually say, if I see one magpie, I say, hello, Mr. Magpie, how's your partner? Because you have to say partner. You can't say wife or husband.
Right.
That would be assuming that they have a heterosexual relationship.
So a magpie...
It's political correctness gone mad.
David, what do you reckon?
It's very hard. I'm a very indecisive person, as you know, Rob. It's very...
As you know, Rob. That makes it sound like I'm always coming on to, and you're always saying I can't make my mind up.
What do you think?
Well, it's a difficult one.
You're the captain, come on. It's your choice.
You want me to show leadership? Oh, Christ. I'm going to...
Can you imagine if he'd have been on your Olympic training team? I can't get to win. Well, just try cycling quicker. I don't know. I can't.
You're saying it's...
I'm saying true.
You're saying it's...
I think it's a lie, but...
on balance, I think it's a lie. So I'm going to say lie.
You're saying that your team consider it a lie, Gabby Logan. Is it a lie or is it the truth?
It is the truth.
Yes, it's true. When Gabby presents a show for the first time, she does like to wear red underwear. Actually, when I'm presenting, I like to wear my lucky pants. I've had them for 10 years and I'm sticking to them. In medieval English courts, the truth was tested by ordeals of fire and water. On the basis a truthful person would be protected by God, who would then let them live a long and fruitful life until they died of syphilis, aged 22. When asked if lying is justified, a staggering 73% of university students simply copied their answer from Wikipedia. Prince Charles became a member of the Magic Circle when he auditioned using his cup and balls trick.
I think we all know that it's got absolutely nothing to do with testicles or anything. And there's really no need for people to be tittering away about that sort of thing.
I think this is true.
He wouldn't have the time on his hands to practice magic. He's got such an important job.
This was in 1975,
all
David.
the things he's got to do in his day. He's got to talk about the buildings and make all the biscuits. And then I suppose he'd probably find a bit of time, actually.
He said, I met him twice, and he said the same thing to me twice.
Did he juggle
2
his
years
balls
apart.
with you?
What did he say?
He spent ages talking to somebody. It was a line-up thing, and he was talking to the person next to me for about 20 minutes, and he got to me, and he went, do you know him?
It's eminently possible. You know,
Do you
he's got a
feel
lot
that?
of time to piss away. So, I mean, look at him. At least it keeps him off the sauce. You know?
You're saying it's true? Well, let me surprise you by telling you that it is true. Prince Charles did become a member of the Magic Circle after auditioning with his cup and balls trick. In fact, Charles still practices magic and regularly makes his crown jewels disappear inside a horse box. A recent survey revealed that one of the most common lies is "how nice to see you," as in the sentence, "How nice to see you, Lee." Another really common lie is "sorry to bother you," as in, "Sorry to bother you, Rob. No, come in, Lee. How nice to see you." And last year, a British couple divorced after the husband lied about a relationship with a girl in cyberspace. I met a girl in cyberspace, Glitter Babe 22, and we started chatting. Eventually ended up having cyber sex. Turns out we had a lot in common in real life. I was the host of Would I Lie to You, and she was a team captain on Would I Lie to You. God! Yeah.
It's like this.
It certainly is now.
I've got to get quite close to you.
Go as close as you
We've
like.
got to touch bodies, OK?
Oh, something's touching. Can I just say, that's my phone.
A little bit of this. I have to stick my head up. You go the other way. That's
No, I do not.
There was a little bit of this, a little bit of waltzing.
Yeah.
But it involves moving your feet. I mean, a little bit like that, but not quite. Well done!
Frankie, you're next.
When I was a child, I was scared that my entire life was a book being read by a bear. And one day, the bear would close the book and my life would end.
The first question is, what on earth made you stop thinking that?
I grew older and more rational. I thought,
That's a matter of opinion.
What age were you when this rather peculiar thought came to you?
Quite early, but then, up until I was maybe 7 or 8, I was quite afraid of that.
So is it where your interior monologue was in the voice of a gruff bear?
I thought that there was a chance that my life was as simply a fiction. We've all felt that, haven't we?
Yeah, but not in a bear society.
What did the bear look like? Was he like a little cartoony bear, or did he look very natural, like a natural bear?
He was reading a book, so he didn't look that natural. It came from a storybook I had, which was called Tell Me Another Story, and it was about a bear reading stories to his little bears.
Did you have any, relationship with him? Did you converse with him, or was he just reading?
You can't converse with him. The
head.
bear, he's in the bear's
But
world.
you say,
He's very junior to the bear. You can't jump out of the book that is your life and talk to the person reading it, can you?
You can't say, why is this happening, bear?
No! Otherwise, the bear's just going to go, and then, why is this happening, bear? Said Frankie Boyle. I don't like this bit of the story. Yeah, I'll stop reading it, shall I? No, 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 screamed Frankie Boyle. Don't stop reading the story, or it is the end of my life. But this is definitely not suitable for little bears.
David, time to make a decision.
Well, what do you think, Kelvin?
I think it's a massive whopper.
I really want it to be true, so I'm going to say true. Because I think it could be.
I think it's true.
It's a creative mind.
I do think it's true, because it's a very odd thing for them to have made up.
So you're going to go for true?
Yeah, I think we're going to go for true.
You're saying true?
Yeah.
OK,
you're wrong.
so...
You're wrong.
You say that it's true. Frankie, were you telling the truth?
Is a lie.
It's a lie. When Frankie was a child, he wasn't scared that his entire life was a book being read by a bear. A Chinese philosopher once asked me, am I a man dreaming he's a butterfly, or a butterfly dreaming he's a man? And I replied, do I get free crackers if my order comes to more than £10? Research shows that 51% of Scottish women lie to get out of lovemaking. Oh, I'm allergic to bins. Lovely image, isn't it? And psychologists claim that laughing at a joke you don't find funny is a form of lying. I disagree. I think it's good manners. And I'll thank you all to remember that. Janet is first up. Janet, reveal all.
Right. I wrote my will on a bit of cardboard when I thought the plane I was in was about to crash.
Oh, there we are.
I know, but certainly, yeah, she was, I'd say, trying to make it look like she was amazed by the ridiculous thing on the card.
Like that.
But maybe she was amazed by the ridiculous thing on the card, because I imagine if a plane crashed, one of the things that would perish along with the humans would be the cardboard. So,
Are you asking me to comment on that?
I think he's just suggesting that you should have written your will on the black box.
Yeah.
I mean, that's logistically impossible. Aren't they locked in their cabins now?
doing that.
Oh. Sorry to argue with you.
No, you see, I don't think that the black box solution was workable either.
OK.
I think when they talk about when they find the black box, what they do is it's a recording they play rather than say read what's written on it.
Don't you mean I could have got in the pilot's cabin and just screamed my will at them?
You could have actually got on the radio and say, never mind, Mayday, Mayday, take this down.
Was it cardboard and not paper?
It was a packet.
A packet
of what?
Do you always look this cheesed off when you're thinking?
I've got so many cogs whirring in my brain. I'm just trying to control them.
So many what? Sorry?
Cogs.
Oh.
Like you, Rob. My IQ makes double figures.
I think it's triple figures you're aiming at.
It was a film packet.
Why did you think it would work?
I was panicking. Yeah. The bloody plane was crashing. You're not logical, are you?
What were you writing? I mean, were you writing, like, bits and bobs to each person, or was it, like, everything?
I was leaving everything to the person I was with.
Oh, it's even
Everything has to come through me.
So presumably it didn't crash because thankfully you're with us, and you know.
No, we thought it was going to crash.
Yeah.
And the plane had problems with the landing gear.
Well, David, you've heard a fair old testimony.
Well,
here.
I don't think. Janet doesn't strike me as a.
She will do by the end of the night.
All right. And I think to write a will on something that will burn more quickly than you will is a moronic act.
But the only thing that worries me was the beginning when she looked at it. I
felt
felt
double
that
bluff.
she was acting.
Yeah.
When you're thinking all along, she knows exactly what she's reading because it's the truth.
I think it was a bit double bluff at the beginning. I think it's probably true.
Yeah. And you're leaning towards
I think
true.
it could be true.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just don't think it is true, but I'm happy to be outvoted. We think it's true.
You say it's true. Janet, is it fact or fiction?
True.
Oh, yes, I was right.
How did you get there?
Yes, it's all true. Janet wrote her will on a bit of cardboard when she thought the plane she was on was about to crash. Passengers heard a terrifying whining noise, an unearthly screeching. It was Janet asking for an extra blanket.
For a summer, I worked at a funeral director's that offered themed funerals.
What's a themed funeral? Give us an example of a theme.
Well, you can have a medieval one.
How does a medieval funeral work?
You have it when you're 26.
Well, there was a king and queen.
Right.
Obviously.
Who are the king and queen? The sort of the departed parents?
The nearest people to the person who's died.
They dress up?
Yes, they dress up.
Oh, I see, so it's not just the dead person. Everyone's got to be into medieval.
The people who are alive are dressed up and the dead person's dead. He doesn't know.
You're too upset. We've had medieval.
Medieval.
Could you give me 3 others?
There was a Valentine's Day massacre one.
Oh, come on! What did that tell us, that?
Actually called Valentine's Day Massacre.
It's called the Blue Parrot.
What?
Well, the Blue Parrot is the name of the supposed club that all the people...
They're all believing it now, look at that.
The St Valentine's Day Massacre was an atrocity. Why a funeral is depressing enough? Why would you want to make it more depressing?
It's not me personally, it was on the list.
What was beyond the pale? Like, if I came and said I want a cannibal-themed funeral...
There was one who came and wanted all the people to be serial killers.
But dressed as different.
I just realised you said I genuinely thought you said cannon and ball. What are you talking about? He's dead! He is dead!
Did you ever get a point where there was, like, another regular funeral going on at the same time and maybe they were slightly upset to look over and see people in zany It's a Knockout costumes burning a corpse into the ground?
It was only ever crematorium, it wasn't ever burials. So it was quite private.
What if they said, before the crematorium, he was a big fan of Bonfire Night, can you stuff it with fireworks, Catherine Wheels, the lot, and then when it goes behind the curtain, pin the coffin to a wall and watch it spin round as the flames spin round.
So, Lee, what are you saying?
Do you
What's
know
the
what?
decision?
I'm getting genuinely annoyed by this, because I know we've got to say it's a lie. Because if we say true and it's a lie, everyone at home is going to be going, what? How could that possibly be true? And yet there's a massive voice in my head going, this is true.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Really?
Yeah, there is.
The St Valentine's Day Massacre!
I know, it sounds ludicrous.
Lee Mack, make a decision. What is
Should we
it?
go for common sense?
Yeah, it's a lie. Let's not look stupid.
All right, go on. We'll say it's a lie.
Saying it's a lie. OK, Reese, fact or fiction?
It is... lie.
It is indeed a lie. Reese didn't used to work at a funeral director's that offered themed funerals. Actually, I plan to put my ashes, while still hot, in one of those council wheelie bins. That'll show them.